Hey guys, Nikki Whiting here, and today I want to talk to you about what social media platform to use. So, with everything growing on social media, the ability to literally show all areas of your life and have the ability to build a business online, we're extremely blessed. But you have to be able to choose what social media platforms you're going to use. You need to zone in on those platforms and focus on those specifically for your brand and for your target market. So trying to tackle and perfect every single social media platform will probably not only drive you crazy, but it's also going to be very, very hard to do. And then you're going to feel like you have dabbled in a ton of different areas without becoming an expert in a few areas. So I'm going to encourage you today to take a look at all the different social media platforms out there. If you think about some of the most popular platforms right now that we have, you obviously have Facebook, which has been around for a really long time. We have Twitter, which I feel like is probably not your best bet to share the business side of things, only because you're so limited with the character limit. You have Snapchat, you have Instagram, you have Facebook business pages, and then you now have things like Instagram stories and Facebook stories, not to mention other platforms like Pinterest and LinkedIn and YouTube. So we are bombarded with all these different social media platforms, but in order to not feel overwhelmed and to zone in and become very good at a couple, I'm going to encourage you to find 2 or 3 and stick with those. So while I use YouTube to create videos and have hangouts with my team, it's not where I choose to grow my platform. I have chosen to use Facebook and Instagram primarily, with the occasional Snapchat, but I've really tried to hone in on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook was the original platform that I built my business on, and that was because I already had a Facebook account. Now, I did not have a huge Facebook following. I actually created my Facebook page 6 months prior to coaching, so it was fairly new. It was definitely private. It was a small number of people who were just close family and friends, and I had created it to show pictures of our daughter for those family and friends who were not close by, just to show her as she grew up. Now, I was required to, and if I wanted to grow my business, I needed to build that social media platform. So from there, I opened up my social media page on Facebook, my personal page, and made it public. I began adding to my network, which you've seen a training video on that in this training as well, and really just focused on how can I grow my following every single day so that I always have new people that I can be having conversations with. And so that's where I started. I started there. The next step was my Facebook business page, and they used to call it a likes page. I think it's just called a business page now. That is separate from your personal page. That's something that I did probably 3 to 4 months into building my business online, when I realized that was a completely different market that I could be tapping into over there. I was running out of my warm market. It was starting to get to my cold market, and thought I need to be able to continue to grow. And in order to do that, I have to evolve and expand while social media is evolving and expanding. That's one thing with your business that you have to be willing and open to do, is to always be willing to evolve and change with the times, or else your business is going to get left behind. If you're choosing to build on social media platforms, social media is ever changing, and therefore our business has to be ever changing. When I first created my likes page, it was a very slow building process over there. It is not the same as a personal page, so you have to be very, very patient with a business page on Facebook, because it's a business page. They are going to encourage you to pay to get people to see your posts and get traction and all of that stuff. So to gain an organic following over there is going to be more difficult. However, it is something that is very necessary, in my opinion. especially as Facebook continues to change their algorithms and the things that they like and don't like to see on your personal page. With so many new companies coming out and people trying to grow their businesses on social media, I think it's extremely important to have that business page. For example, I have about 5,000 friends over on my personal Facebook page. Started with, I think, 250, and several followers on top of that. People can choose to follow you, so make sure that you give the option on your social media pages for people to follow you on your personal Facebook page. You should have that option so that you don't necessarily have to continue to add a bunch of people who are coaches as well. Instead, they can just follow you, and you can use those friend requests for people who are your potential coaches or customers and things like that. You have to remember that you're thinking of this business as your brick and mortar. Although you're growing it on social media, you have to think of it as the brick and mortar spot where people are going to come to for your business. So make sure that you have a business page. The other important thing about the business page is ads, which I talked about. Ads are tricky because you need to find your niche market. You have to figure out what is a really good target market when you're creating your ad, and it does take trial and error. So don't get frustrated when things don't go great the first time you run an ad or you don't feel like you get much traction. Start small. When I first started with my business, I definitely didn't have the money to invest in a lot of ads. So I was running ads probably once a month, and I was doing it for more likes on my page. And I was always asking people if they wanted to come over to my likes page and like it, to follow me for fitness and nutrition tips over there. I would share information to my personal page and ask people to head over and like it. I would do giveaways a lot of times and ask people to tag, like, comment, and share if they wanted to be entered into that giveaway. And I did some sort of Beachbody giveaway with one of our products. And just continue to try to grow organically, and then also create an ad every once in a while. What you want to remember is that this is going to be a constantly evolving place as well. I have probably 30,000 followers over there, and 25,000 of them are not following me on my personal page. So that's an entirely new market that you're tapping into. So remember that. It's not as though you're just posting the same thing on both pages and the same people see it. You have different followers on both of those platforms. And the other one that I've tapped into is Instagram. When I first started coaching, there was no Instagram. Since then, Instagram has become really popular. It was bought out by Facebook, and it is connected to Facebook in many ways. When you have a business page on Facebook, you're able to turn your Instagram page into a business account. And with that, it's super, super important because you're able to see your insights on your page. You can see over the last 7 days which posts did the most, got the most traction, which ones did the best, what did your followers like to see the most of. That's so important because I want to be posting more of what my followers like and less of what they don't like. And so that gives me the option to see that. I can see the demographics. Are they male or female? What's the age range of people in general that I'm speaking to that are my followers? You know, how many people are seeing it? What's the reach? There's so many different things to see over there. You can see on average if your reach is up for the week or down, if you're adding, if you're on track to add a good number of new followers every week, or if that number is down. And you can play around with your social media page when you know about the insights. So I continuously posted on Instagram when I first started there. It was slower growth, and I thought, why am I posting here? But I knew that I needed to have that platform opened in case another platform wasn't doing well anymore. Well, recently I feel like Instagram has taken off, and Facebook has backed off a little bit as far as what people choose to join if they're joining a social media platform. For me, I first started Instagram. I didn't like it, to be honest. I posted just to post. I felt like it was pointless and no one was seeing it, but I was consistent. I stayed very consistent, and that's something that you're going to hear over time with every coach in this business, with almost every topic, is consistency is key in this business. It doesn't matter, you know, anything else as far as how many followers you have or whatever it is when you start out, the consistency is key. I created an Instagram account from scratch. It was personal, and I kind of intertwined my business and personal with it. I branded myself as Nikki Whiting, the Fit Wife. Brand yourself with your name in it. It's important to do that so that you can do anything that you want to with your business and you're not stuck to one thing. You brand yourself a certain way and you can continue to grow and evolve. And so eventually the likes and the comments started to pick up, the followers started to pick up. Instagram has continuously changed. The algorithms continuously change, so that can be frustrating, just like any social media platform. But now they have Instagram stories. The reason that I love Instagram stories is because I'm able to show little pieces of my life, little snippets of my life throughout the day and share with people what a day in the life of a stay-at-home mom and full-time six-figure earning coach does. And a lot of times it's not as glamorous as people think. You know, I'm working out in my pajamas a lot. I'm doing training calls in workout clothes and slippers. I show people behind the scenes there. They see the messy life of me as a mom and just everything that I do from the morning I wake up to the time I go to bed without crowding up my Instagram feed. And so I can keep that nice and clean looking. I can keep it looking aesthetically pleasing and just posting 1 to 2 posts over there a day. But then my Instagram story shows a little bit more of that lifestyle. And what I love about that is that it instantly allows me to connect with people through direct message. If we start chatting based on one of my Instagram stories or based on one of my followers' Instagram stories that I choose to engage with, then we're now in a direct message in an inbox and we're having a private conversation where who knows where that conversation will lead, but it at least is allowing me to open up and build relationships genuinely and naturally in a way that I love. So I absolutely love Instagram and Instagram stories. Facebook has also taken note of that, and they have created their own stories as well. That is something that you can choose to do or not do. It's totally up to you. But I have kind of zoned in on Instagram and Instagram stories, and then my Facebook personal and business page. And that's where I hang out. A lot of great people to connect with on social media, but you have to find the right platform for you. So figure out which is the best one for you, stay consistent there, and you're going to see growth. Again, you have to stay consistent. You have to know your vision and know your why for why you're showing up every day, and know that with that time and consistency, it is going to grow. I hope you guys dive into social media, and hopefully these tips were helpful. I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.